Let's turn your Lies of Pi playthrough from frustration to fun, and I'll tell you the most broken tips straight up front. Ever had that issue where the stagger bar appears on a boss, but you're not able to hit him because he's going for crazy combinations? There's a fantastic solution. This is the shot put. If you throw it at a staggered enemy, boss, whoever, you activate the groggy state. Yes, you knock him down. That's crazy. On distance. Has a B tier motivity scaling if you want to boost the damage, but you just really want to be able to knock them on distance. And with your P organs, you can increase throwing object possession limit 1 time, increase throwing object possession limit 2 times. And I think all the way down there, you could increase it another 3rd time. So you just have the opportunity to throw 6 of them. Also goes for the cells where you can carry 5 or 8 later, and then just keep absolutely obliterating your opponents. And the best part, if you travel to the Malum district in front of the Red Lobster, walk in and go up to the ladder on the right side. If you're not here yet, you have to go once around the complete Malum district to open that door. There is a vendor who does sell the shot puts indefinitely. Yeah, 57. Fantastic. There's also the carcass body fluid, the throwing cells. So he has quite everything of it. And we all know how broken throwables in general are. Maybe the whole boss just with throwing cells, essentially. For the next one, let's talk about stats. Vitality, capacity, and vigor especially. Where's the soft cap? And that one is actually around 30. It's worth it to level up to 30, but afterwards, the gain is not as good as anymore. These are my stats I've beaten the game with. 30 vitality, almost 30 capacity, and 30 advance. And each of them is around 30 to 35, and afterwards they start falling off slowly. For vigor, the sweet spot is max 20. Obviously, this is not talking NG+. The same goes for motility and technique, 30 to 35. Is kind of when they start falling off. Generally, I recommend to put a point in vitality, capacity, and then motivity, technique, or advance, whichever build you're going for. Then put another one in each of the 3, and finally 1 in vigor. So 2, 2, 2 vigor. That has helped me to never get outscaled during my playthrough. Do not use your boss ergo for gaining actual ergo. There's Alidoro and later Hugo, where you can turn it into weapons and amulets. And I'll do you one better and tell you which one is actually fantastic, and also where do you find Alidoro in your first playthrough. Alidoro is in the cathedral part before Bishop Andreas. There is an elevator that you actually have to go past to get to the bishop, so you can't miss the elevator. Go up, talk to him in your light playthrough, send him around the world, so to the Vanini factory and then to the next location. So keep lying, he'll end up in the Hotel Crot anyways. Or just tell him Hotel Crot in your truth playthrough. And yes, important, there's slice and there's truth. Stick to one for your playthrough. For the weapons, there's a triple stack that is really good. After slaying the Swamp Monster, you get the 2 Dragons Sword. Yes, you can finally live your samurai dreams. Weighs not a lot, attacks very fast. And especially with a forward slash stab in the very beginning, which is kind of nice. Bam, bam. Look at the travel distance too. 1, 2, 3 in the opponent. Fantastic. Then you get your heavy attack, which can actually perfect guard hits. Yep, you saw that right. Next up is the Holy Sword from the King of Flames. Motivity B, Technique C. Very heavy. 21 weight. Also very slow. I had my challenges using this in boss fights, to be honest. Has left swing, right swing, and if you run up, also a decent upward swing. But the range is actually not that good. If you're charging it, that's 1. Bop. That's your charge attack. Some overhand smasher and some underhand hammer. The Fable art is quite nice though. First, gather your strength for a strong hit. Hold down the attack button to activate a stronger attack. So you're essentially going for and then bam. That's a lot of damage. A lot. But it also needs to be perfectly timed. The best part though is with a blocking attack, you actually turn this into a sweeping motion spear that attacks a little bit faster. And then also for the charge attack now, just has absolute incredible. I mean, look at the range. How far can we do back? We can be all the way here. It was a little bit too much, but yeah, you notice how incredible the range is. And if you're now charging, you're definitely going to be hitting with this. Killing Loraxia gets you Ouroboros Eye. which is currently my number one for many reasons, and I'm about to just beat NG +1 with it. Has fast attack and quite some range for this little stupid weapon. You don't have to stand that close to people and you're actually hitting. Then when it comes down to the overhead attack, it's a double swing that travels forward. Yep. And the best part is it travels forward and then it goes overhead to do the same. But you keep traveling. I mean, the distance you make with this is, and then you go, no boss ever gets away from you. The best part though is with a Fable art, that's the distance you can throw that at. I think even further away. Yep. Absolute crazy. There's one that's absolutely insane. That's the Nameless One's amulet for Bishop Andreas Ergo. Has a chance of non-being consumed when using a pulled cell. I'll show you how efficient that is. And the Dancing One's amulet enables dodging even with low stamina. Keep in mind, you mostly can only wear one of them because they're extremely heavy. 10, 20, 12, 10, 11. With 4 amulet slots happening, it can be quite tricky to get 2 of them in. It's not impossible, but you gotta put off some heavyweight frames then. Sometimes you get 1 extra, sometimes you get 5, 6, 7 extra. That was 3 on 10 now. Yep. It can help you to go up to 17 to 18 pulled cells if you need it for boss fights. And end of the day, more healing. No one ever complained about that. For the dodging with a low stamina, you essentially burn through all your stamina. And even if it's completely depleted, you can keep dodging. So if you're very not good with this kind of stamina management, you can keep dodging. Keep in mind that you go into this kind of negative stamina state, so it takes a little while until it fills up again and you can actually hit. But again, if you're not good at like stopping and refilling, and if you just continuously attack and burn through your stamina like an absolute madman, hell, I mean, you have the opportunity to just keep rolling. The organs to desperately unlock in the beginning is obviously more pulled cells, but also the link dodge for the double dodge. That is essentially 1 dodge after the dodge, which gets followed up by the amulet slots and also the more pulled cells. And here it's very important to go for the enhanced pull cell recovery so that you're always able to keep up with the HP you're getting. The same goes up here. Whenever you have the chance to choose enhanced pulled cell recovery in the survival type, you have to choose that. Followed up in general, the very first one to take is increase Ergo upon eliminating an enemy, because it's just for the whole game more Ergo. And yes, there's another tier later on as soon as you reach phase 3. If you're not into motivity or technique, advanced could be your friend, especially because advanced can be chosen to fit every situation perfect. Acid is good versus human enemies, the alchemist for example, while fire trivializes the combat against any diseased opponents. Try fire stabbing Bishop Andreas with the salamander dagger. You'll see what I'm talking about. And any electricity weapon like the coil stickhan or the circular electric chainsaw later will help you to do immense bonus damage against puppets. Facing a boss and he does a hit combination you can't block, like Sazia raining down lightning on you, try the Perfect Guard Grindstone. Temporarily activates Perfect Guard when guarding. Annoy an opponent. Activated. Simply guard. And it's always a perfect guard. And as long as you have these stars around your weapon, it's always going to be a perfect guard. And you notice it holds for quite a while. Right? I mean, I'm still holding. Still holding. I think we're finally out. Yeah. So that's how long you're perfect guarding. And you might have noticed that I have 2 charges of that grindstone. That's because in phase 4, you get increased special grindstone use. But not only that, you can also increase the special grindstone effect duration so that it's going on longer, even longer than it already did there. Yeah. In fighting, we talk a lot about guarding and perfect guarding, just with a grindstone, but sometimes just strafing to the left or dodging to the left is the most effective thing to do. This is the fight against Romeo. I'll not tell you how you get here, but this is the fight against Romeo. And just walking to his left side, literally walking, not even dodging, goes past most of his attacks. That's it. And then you hit him, stagger him, and finish him off. It trivializes the combat versus him a lot, and he's not the only boss where that actually works. Roughly halfway through the game, as you hit the ground exhibition, at the end, you can go to the Saintess of Mercy statue to respec your P organs, your stats, everything. If you want to try out anything I've just shown you in this video, no problem. Collect your golden fruits, walk up to the Saintess, and be able to reset level, the organs, Legion arm. Perfection. Just redo everything. You're not stuck. You didn't ruin your character. You can redo it. Generally, as you're playing through the game, have a high out for converters and cartridges. Usually right before the boss, or 10-15 minutes before the boss, you'll always find the converter for that boss. This one, for example, fire damage reduction, electric blitz damage reduction, acidic damage reduction, and also has a high resistance against electric blitz. The same goes for acid and also for fire. They do tremendously help to not get shocked, burned, or having your weapon durability just eat away as you're getting acidic. And the same goes for disruption and break, and also the shock effect. That's super annoying when you're trying to regain stamina on your cartridges. Always put the right one on against the respective boss you're fighting. And yes, if you want to go above and beyond, the butler from Venini's sells bonus liners. Yep, that can also go versus more strike damage reduction, pierce damage reduction, or you rather want to have the super pierce damage reduction, or you're going to go for the slash damage one. Yes, you can even more set up against bosses, make the perfect case scenario for the fight. There's many Legion arms in the game, but there's one that absolutely trivializes combat, and that's the puppet string. When you zip in, go up, slam them down, then wait for them to essentially come out of their state. Boom, instant stagger with the next follow-up. That's it. And yes, this also works against bosses fantastically well to get them overwhelmed. I mean, some of these elite opponents just go from hard to trivial. You upgrade your Legion arm at Venini. You can just walk to the thing here, modify, and here is where you can upgrade. You'll need one Legion caliber, 2, and another 3. You can buy them at the reception in Hotel Kran during certain intervals of the game, 2 or 3, and you'll get them also in your journey and from bosses. Invest them all right into the puppet string. Any other tips you'd like to share to turn frustration into fun? If you're now stuck on a boss, here's every single boss with a guide. And if you're looking for a whole build to beat the game that was my platinum trophy, this is the advanced build I've been rocking.